What's up, you guys? So this is Gabs Taylor, and I'm actually visiting one of my good friends in Jeju Island. Her name is Marilyn. And what's your YouTube name?
Hey guys, YouTube name is Marilyn Chick. So we will have all the information down in the bottom bar. So check that out at the end of this video.
Yep. So in this video, we want to talk about something that's probably interesting to a lot of people. I am in the EPIK program, and she's in TaLK. So we want to talk about and highlight the differences between the two programs. So just to start it off, I want to give like a brief summary of what the EPIK program is. It's the English program in Korea, and it's geared towards anyone who has a 4-year degree who is interested in teaching in South Korea. Mm-hmm. And when you're placed in the EPIK program, you can be placed in any of the major metropolitan cities such as Busan,
Daegu,
Seoul, Daejeon, anything like that. But you just
said Busan, so I don't know. You know the big cities in Korea, so and there's a few of them. So.
Yeah, but the TaLK program is a little different because your placements are where?
We're usually placed in rural areas, so we wouldn't get placed in a place like Seoul ever. So you might be in like a certain province, like for example, you might be in the province of like Jeonbuk, but be placed somewhere very, very extremely rural. Or you could even be placed, where is Daegu's?
Like the suburb part of Daegu?
Or what province are you in? What would your province be called?
I don't know.
Really? Okay, so there's a province for Daegu and a province for all these cities and stuff here in Korea. And usually there are like the major cities within that province and then also like the rural areas and the outlying areas in that particular location. So I happen to be in TaLK, and they put me in the boondocks. We out here, okay.
Really? You live in like a really nice neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm lucky because I got placed in the city. Like I was lucky enough where they at least they allowed me to live in an apartment in the city. But
you guys, her apartment is nice, okay?
Yeah, I'll do a room tour, guys. So check. Like I said,
do a room tour.
Subscribe to my channel, and you'll see that eventually. Okay, so.
And I already did a room tour, so if you guys haven't already checked that out, definitely look on my page and find that video. But before I forget, I want to talk a little bit about the budget cuts. So if you guys are thinking about coming to Korea to teach, you probably already know about the drastic budget cuts that have been happening very rapid. So I'm in the EPIK program, and unfortunately that is losing funding. Yeah. So a lot of people may be wondering what other options they have. So for people who may not have a 4-year degree yet, is TaLK still an option for them in the near future?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. If you do not have a 4-year bachelor's degree and you just have your 2-year associates or pursuing a bachelor's degree currently, you're extremely eligible for this program. So
no budget cuts.
And TaLK has no budget cuts that I know of as of now. Because with TaLK, unlike EPIK, our salary is a bit lower, but it's still a living wage. So you can survive off this because they pay for your apartment and they pay for cultural trips and they pay for your busing and basically your general transportation to and from school. So it's things like that you don't have to really worry about with TaLK. So definitely look into it if you're very interested in coming out here to South Korea.
Yeah. So it's still an option. Really good. That's one of the government-run programs that is still flourishing. Yeah,
so EPIK and TaLK are actually sister programs. My program, TaLK, stands for Teach and Learn in Korea. And what does EPIK stand for?
It's the English program in Korea.
Okay, exactly. So it's basically the same thing. It's just, there's just different qualifications needed to be in both programs and also just different job duties. So with you, you work a lot more than I do.
I work 8 hours a day, and I vary between 4 and 6 classes a day, but you teach 3 hours.
Yeah, guys, let me tell you, me and
she
time.
Is lucky, dude.
I'm just living, I'm just living out here. I work 3 hours per day on average. So it's 3 classes because I'm an after-school teacher. That's another different thing about TaLK, a different caveat, I guess. We teach as after-school teachers.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, so I'm an after-school teacher. I'm not a curriculum teacher.
So with me, I'm during school. So I actually work in a school. Do you work in an after-school program, or are you still employed by a particular school?
I'm employed by a particular school. So I work at a public school here in Jeju.
But I have a question for you, though.
Of course.
So you have a very unique situation because you live off the mainland. So you live in Jeju Island.
Jeju Island.
So I just want to talk about a little bit of your experience here and how it differs from people who may be on the mainland.
Okay, so I'll just take you guys back to like when I first found out that I was placed here, and you know about this because when I first got that like letter about being placed on an island,
she messaged me on Facebook. She was like, "Gabby, like I'm placed on an island. Why am I placed on an island? I don't know how to swim. I'm afraid of big bodies of water. Like,
I was terrified.
What is this?
Like I really thought I was gonna die out here. Like when I thought of island, I thought of just like a small patch of land and then like a whole bunch of water." And
like Gilligan's Island or something?
Yeah, or something like if I step like off the side, I just fall in or like just something random.
But have you found that you still get like a good experience and that you still meet a lot of interesting people, like a lot of diversity? Yeah. I mean, not as far as like race, but
but diversity and personality and people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do. I mean, people here are interesting. If I lived in Seoul, though, I always think that like I'd have a more diverse experience in terms of just seeing different types of people.
More like multifaceted.
Yeah, exactly. Like living in Jeju, I feel like this is I'm getting the real like Korean experience. Like you know what I mean? Like just seeing all the ajimas and just the people. It's like a small town feel.
The culture.
Sometimes.
You're like pushed into
the culture. Yeah, because it's not like I do live in the city, like I said earlier, but it's not like a metropolitan city. It's just the city within Jeju. But there's a lot more of the rural here than there is of the city. Yeah, so I wish I had that, like, that soul experience, but I do appreciate the experience that I've been getting out here already. And from the start till now, like, I've seen a change in myself, and, like, I appreciate being on this island. I'm glad I got placed here, because it gave me time to, like, focus on myself. I actually started doing yoga for some time. Although nice. I fell off. I fell off a little bit.
You can get back on it,
girl. I'm about to get back on it. So, yeah. And just, I met some cool people. Yeah.
You know, one thing I want to talk about, because a lot of people, I read, like, different online blogs and stuff, and everyone wants to go to Seoul. But I really want to get into people's mind that if you are not placed in Seoul, like, you can still have a great experience. You can still have a good time. Seoul is not all of what Korea is about. So, I live in Daegu. She's in Jeju, and I can say that I'm having a good experience. I'm meeting a lot of people. I'm having a blast. Like, I'm really loving the atmosphere that I'm in, but, you know, I'm not in Seoul. Exactly. So, you know, I just want you guys to know that if you do get placed somewhere that's not Seoul, like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, guys. Like, chill out, okay?
I know.
Because you guys, the country of South Korea is not a large country. Like, just... Let's put that out there now. So to travel within this country is super easy and super affordable. Like, it's cheap. And I mean, personally, I have to fly everywhere if I want to get to like Seoul. So it's a little bit more pricey. But if you do get placed anywhere on the mainland of South Korea, you'll be completely fine. On the weekends, you can hit up Seoul, you can hit up Daegu, Busan, Jeonju, Wonju.
It takes like 4 hours to travel from one side of the country to the other.
Yeah, it's really that small, guys. Like the size of, like, I think it was Arkansas or something, or Kentucky. It's the size of Kentucky.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then also, if you are on Jeju, it cost me like 80,000 won, which is about $70, to fly from Daegu to Jeju. So it's definitely doable to fly off the island to the mainland.
Exactly, it's doable. It's more of a task to do it, but it's doable. So yeah, and it's up to you. Like if you do get placed in Jeju, it's always up to the way you receive certain things and your positive outlook on life. Like, don't let it get you down. I was so close to letting it get me, but I realized, like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still going to be in South Korea, so.
Exactly. And you can take any experience and make it work. So.
Yep. So that's just what we wanted to tell you guys. So hope you enjoyed the video.
And make sure to look at the bottom bar and subscribe to our channels, and we'll talk to you later.
Yep. See ya.